Purulia, the westernmost district of West Bengal, is known for its extreme backwardness as well as underdevelopment. But very few remember the good old history of the socio-cultural revolt of Purulia. We can find the reference of this land in different ancient Indian pieces of literature as Bajrabhumi, Shumbhabhumi, Shikharbhum, Radha, Manbhum, etc. Among all these references, Manbhum can be regarded as the most convenient as we can find people still referring this place as Manbhum. But undoubtedly, demographically, Purulia is that face of our country which is known as the rural belt of India. But the tragedy is that the extreme beauty and serenity of this place is mostly unexplored. One hardly refers its incredible natural beauty, ancient tribal folk culture, diversified songs, mystic dances, historical importance, and friendly people. As per the census of 2011, this land is the home for more than 29 lakhs people. Almost one third of the district's total population belongs to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe categories, most of which are Santals, who are eventually the largest tribal community in India. Tribal communities, including Santalis, celebrate a lot of festivals which are deeply related to nature and agriculture. Keeping aside their poverty and misery, the Santali community of Purulia amuse themselves through different festivals which increase their bond with nature as well. Saharay. Saharay is considered as the biggest festival of Santali tribe, though they have a lot of other festivals also. Still they mention it as the Hathi Lekan Saharay, that is, as big festival as the elephant in the jungle. Traditionally, it starts after the first day of Amavasya in the month of Kartik and goes for 5 days. Generally, at the beginning of the winter harvest, this festival is celebrated in the tribal villages and households. Saharay is also termed as the most important festival for this tribal community. This festival has its significant importance in maintaining the heritage of their culture, agriculture, and traditional values.
सोहराय उत्सव संताल समाज में बहुत पुराना है, प्राचीन है और सबसे बड़ा पर्व माना जाता है। आदिवासी समाज, खास करके संताल समाज में सोहराय का महत्व बहुत ही है। जितने पर्व हैं उसमें से सोहराय सबसे बड़ा पर्व है। आदि परंपरा के विनती गुरुओं के द्वारा जो बोली जाती है, मौखिक रूप में जो प्रचलन में है, उसके आधार पर पता चलता है जब संताल जाति खेती के लिए गाय बैल की आवश्यकता पड़ती है तो संतालों की जो सबसे बड़ी देवता मरांबरू, उसके यहाँ से गाय बैल ले आते हैं विनती करके और लाने के बाद खेती करते हैं और उसके एवज में उसका पूजा पाठ करते हैं, विनती करते हैं। सोहराय का मूल मंत्र यही है। सोहराय में जितने लड़की शादी शुदा होती है, जो अपने ससुराल में रहती है, उन सभी को एकदम अवश्य रूप से बुलाते हैं और आते हैं।
In every Santhali village, it does not start on the same day. It depends upon the completion of the harvesting and financial condition of the villagers of a particular village.
Found?
Then they decide the day of initiation after having a meeting together, and after that, the Manjhi, that is, the head of the village, declares that finally. Along with that, different responsibilities are given to different persons who will have to play their roles during the festival. The significance of the festival extends from agriculture to household maintenance also. The Santhali people live in mud houses, and the rainy season causes damage to their houses every year. So to repair those damages and to make their houses attractive, the Santhali women repair the walls and floors of their houses and paint them wonderfully with traditional arts. It is really astonishing that they do not have any formal training in arts and crafts, but the raw beauty of these arts cannot be expressed in words. It is to be noted that these paintings are done by the women of the village only, and they use only the natural colors for this purpose. Another reason for painting the walls after the repairing is to save those walls from easy wear and tear till the next monsoon. So, this is the tradition they have learned and practiced since the ancient time, when television and wall paint commercials were not even anyone's thought. The first day of the Saharay festival is known as In this day, all the villagers gather in the place of worship at some open place in the village after taking the early bath. That place is known as Got. They maintain fasting on this day until the puja is done. Naike, the village priest, performs the puja works in this day of initiation with the help of Godet. Godet can be referred as the assistant of the Naike. As the preparation of the day, the Godet, assistant of the Naike, collects some amount of rice and hen from every household and selects 3 hen from those to offer to their god. These collected materials are called churut chaule. He gives those hens to the Naike, the village priest, along with all other required things for the puja. Naike, the village priest, draws small squares in the place of worship and spreads some rice and draws vermilion marks at there. Then they offer the sacrifice to those hens to their gods, such as Jahir Era, Marang Buru, Moreko Tureiko, Gosai Era, Pargana Bonga, and others, and pray to save all the villagers from any danger. Interestingly, along with their conventional gods, they also worship Sima Sare Bonga, or the Up-Devata, to cut off all his anger and make him calm. They choose one red-colored cock for this and sacrifice it. The priest who performs this is known as Kudam Naike. This puja takes place after the Naike completes his part first. After all the pujas, now is the time for celebration. With the beats of dhamsa and madol, some men of the village start to prepare hadia and some get busy in preparing khichdi. Khichdi is basically a meal made of rice and dal together with the meat of those sacrificed hen. And hadia is a local liquor prepared from fermented rice. All the men of the village eat that together under the open sky. Women of the village neither participate in this event nor take that meal. There is another interesting and significant tradition to bring good luck to the village through the domestic animals. In this very first day of Saharay, the villagers put an egg or some paddy stalk near the place of puja. Then they gather all their cows and pass them through that place. In this course, the cow which crashes the egg or passes over the paddy stalk is considered as the lucky cow. It is assumed that the blessings of the god will rain upon them through that holy creature. The owner of the cow also gets special treatment in the village. He has to distribute a jar full of hadia to the villagers. In the time of the evening, after returning from the place of worship, they sing Jagoroni Gan for the good of the domestic animals. Jagoroni Gan or Jagoroni songs are actually songs to make their cattle awake. They do not let their cows sleep for the whole night on this particular day. Thus, the eventful first day of Saharay festival comes to an end and they start to wait for the second day. They start to wait to meet with their relatives and near ones after a long, long time. There is a tradition of inviting every married woman along with their husband and children by her father or brother to her ancestral home during the festival. It is considered as a very significant part of this festival, which increases the quotient of the tribe's happiness and enjoyment. All the invited relatives gather in this second day of the festival from distant villages. The second day of the festival is known as Sardi Maha. They clean all their agricultural tools and machinery as well as their cattle, and then they anoint the horns of their cattle with vermilion and oil. In this day, every Santali worship Marang-buru, their supreme god, along with their ancestors and Bonga-buru, that is, their individual household gods. They do not allow any outsiders in their home or in the place of puja on this day. They prepare a unique item of meat cake in the night and have that together with hadia. The preparation of this meat cake is very simple yet interesting. They prepare it by roasting rice powder and chicken together. Then they enjoy themselves with singing and dancing until the late night and sometimes cannot even understand when it is dawn and the night has passed. The third day of the festival is known as Khuntao Maha. Khuntao Maha is much popular as Goru Khunta or Kara Khunta. Goru Khunta is actually teasing the cows and Kara Khunta is actually teasing the bullocks which are used in the field for harvesting. These cows or bullocks become somewhat idle after the rain crop season as the fields are all full with paddies after the harvest. So this whole process works as an exercise for these cattle before the winter harvesting season. In this day, they gift a new cloth, generally a dhoti, to the husband of the daughter or sister, and request him to dig a hole and put a wooden pillar in that where the bullock will be tied. The women of the village anoint horns of their domestic animals with vermilion, oil, and paddy stalks, and they spread rice, soft grass, and tap rice on the cows as well as in the cow shade. Then, in the afternoon, the men of the village tie each bullock to those wooden pillars and start to tease them with the beats of dhamsa and madol along with the flute. They wave a piece of dry leather of cow or bullock in front of the creature. It makes the animal furious and it then tries to chase and hit the players. This is repeated for 3 times for each cow or bullock until it gets drained out. They sing particular songs in this event which are known as Ohire songs. Ohire songs are actually hymns dedicated to the cows or bullocks. In some villages, there is also a tradition of presenting different individual performances by the men of the village. The invited relatives also take part in this, and all the villagers enjoy this together. After this, those cattle are returned to their sheds, and the men and women begin to rejoice with singing and dancing. The women begin to take part in this festival from the third day. They sing and dance their traditional forms accompanied by men with dhamsa, madol and flute. The invited guests, relatives and even the elderly people of the village participate happily in the enjoyment which seems to be never ending. The hangover of the third day's enjoyment continues in the fourth day as well. The fourth day of the festival is known as Jale Maha. In this day, the young men of the village go from home to home singing and dancing and collect hania along with other materials and have that together. It seems like they can never get tired of this. It is actually all their ethnic values flows from generation to generation through their music and folklore. And then there comes the fifth and final day of the festival, which is known as Gadoi Maha. The day Gadoi Maha bears significant importance. As per the tradition of Santali society, the young and unmarried folks get full freedom to enjoy singing and dancing together during the days of this festival. But it is the Jug Majhi who keeps observing them that they do not get involved in any unpleasant incident which is against the norms of their society. The Jug Majhi is selected among the 5 headmen of the village. When the 5-day-long festival reaches its final day, the Jug Manjhi hands over young folks to their families and announces the official conclusion of the festival. This is considered as a way to declare them clean, and through this process, the festival liberty of them gets withdrawn. Thus, the festival comes to an end by returning them back to the regular society. So, this very festival indicates how rooted this tribe is to nature and how the heritage flows from one generation to another. They believe that if the traditional values of this festival go down and the younger generation starts to forget them, the whole race will face the danger of extinction. So, this togetherness, this rhythm, is the essence of this festival as well as this tribe. We, the so called civilized and educated communities, can actually learn the meaning of unity from them. They sing together, they dance together, and the image of nuclear family is still out of their distant imagination.
और संताल जनजाति नेचुरल प्रकृति से जुड़े हुए हैं आदिकाल से अभी तक, इसलिए उसका कोई भी पर्व नेचुरल रूप में ही होती है और सोहराय भी नेचुरल रूप में है। और इसका महत्व इसलिए भी है, यहाँ सिर्फ संताल अपने लिए नहीं पूजा करते, वो जीव जंतुओं की भी पूजा करते हैं, सबसे बड़ी बात। और प्रकृति के साथ जीव जंतु का होना कितना महत्वपूर्ण है हम सभी जानते हैं। और यदि उसको भूल जाए और उसको अगर मान सम्मान ना दे और पूजा पाठ भूल जाए तो नेचुरल जो चीज़ है वो खराब हो जाएगी और प्रकृति जैसा अभी हम लोग देख रहे हैं कितने विभिन्न तरह की समस्याएं आ रही है, वहाँ पर हम लोग पहुँच जाएंगे। इसलिए सोहराय पर्व का बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है कि जीव प्राणी का भी उतना ही महत्व है जितना मानव का।
So, it is a real matter of concern that the aggression of the modern society is grasping and destroying this culture slowly but constantly. If this really happens, if all those varieties of songs and music face challenges of annihilation, then it should be a great loss for the Indian culture and the ethnic values of this country. If we fail to restore and furbish this cultural heritage, then we will have to keep repenting, like our poet Rabindranath Tagore once wrote, "Bring back those forests, take away this city." We should not let this happen.